In this video, I will demonstrate the integration between Sage Intacct and AssetAccountant. I've opened AssetAccountant up in a register that is connected to Sage Intacct. You will see a new menu item on the left-hand side has been added called Draft Assets, which will pick up information from Sage Intacct when I add the draft asset. In Intacct, what you can do is purchase the asset via your regular process, so either through accounts payable or sometimes through a journal. In the demonstration, I'm going to create a journal, but it doesn't matter whether this hits the general ledger through accounts payable or through a journal. So I'm going to choose a new laptop X1 for Jim, and I post into the clearing account that we've set up within Sage for this purpose. So let's say that's $2,500, and then I'm going to post into accounts payable, the balancing side. As long as I've added all of the mandatory fields in there and post that to Sage, that entry is now created within Sage Intacct. Then I go back to AssetAccountant and I select Draft Assets, and that will now show me the new laptop for Jim has been brought through from Sage. I can click Add Asset to there. That will pick up the information that's been entered in Sage, such as the cost and the purchase date, and all I need to do is select the asset group that that asset belongs to, in this case computer equipment. There are some optional fields here which are the classifications in AssetAccountant. These are the items that synchronize with the dimensions in Sage. So let's just say Jim has started in marketing and he's going to be on site number 1. I can amend the tax and the accounts depreciation rates. These are set as the standard for computer equipment, and similar to adding an asset manually, I can also use the ATO or the IRD lookup tool if I wanted to confirm the correct tax treatment. In this case, let's say I'm happy with that. I can save that asset. That will now appear on the balance sheet. So when I go back to the Assets tab, you will see the new laptop for Jim has been added to that fixed asset register. The next step will be to create the journal. So I can go and create a new journal. So let's create that journal for the month of May. And you can see here that that has now added the cost of that computer, so the $2,500, to the computer equipment at cost account, and has credited the clearing account. So that has now been zeroed out within the clearing account. If I'm happy that that is the correct journal, I can post it to Sage Intacct using this button on the top right. So I choose which items I would like to post. So in this case, I'm going to post the purchases and the depreciation, post those to Sage Intacct, and you'll see that's now successfully created the journal within Sage. So I can just go and have a look at the account in there just to see that journal has been posted. So I look at 15,000, and you will see here that there has been the journal posted for the $2,500 to clear out. So I can click on that, and you can see there the journal that was created in AssetAccountant has now been posted within Sage. Finally, I can show you how to synchronize the dimensions within AssetAccountant with those that you have within Sage. If I click on Register Settings, you can see Classifications, and there's an option here to synchronize with the dimensions in Sage Intacct. So if I click that button, it will interrogate Sage Intacct and it will show me which dimensions exist in Sage, so any new ones that have been added, and then we'll map these to the classifications that have been set up in Sage in AssetAccountant. You may not want all of these, obviously, within AssetAccountant, so you select the dimensions that you would like to create classifications for. If the one doesn't exist, you can create new, and that will just create that as you walk through the steps. Once I've selected the dimensions, it will then walk you through to give me the options. So you will be able to just choose all of the same options within Sage Intacct as you have within AssetAccountant, and that will then create the classifications and the options within AssetAccountant for you to use and post the journals back with that information included.